Hey people, welcome back to the money series on the Becoming series. Right, we've been talking about money. More specifically, we've been talking about the spheres of wealth, and we have been making that distinction between money and wealth. And I said at the beginning of the series that money is not wealth. So we've been talking about the various spheres of wealth and how we need to prioritize these spheres, right, over money. Because if all you have is money, you're actually quite poor. So we've talked about spiritual wealth, we've talked about solical wealth. The third is physical wealth. And by physical wealth, I'm not talking about money. Please get your mind off money for now, right? When I say physical wealth, I'm talking about your body. We talked about the soul. Now we talked about the spirit, we talked about the soul. Now we're going to talk about the body. Now, why is this important? It's because even if you have tons and tons of money, but health-wise, bodily health-wise, you're not up to a particular standard, you're not going to enjoy that money. Let me give you a typical example or a cogent example. I'm sure most of us remember Steve Jobs, right? The man, the genius who gave us Apple, who founded or co-founded Apple Computers. Now, about 10 years or so after Apple was founded, it had become a gigantic company. In fact, in the 80s, the early 80s, thereabouts, it had already become a $2 billion valued company. It had a valuation of $2 billion. That is a lot of money in a very short time, of 10 years. And of course, that only grew exponentially. Right now, Apple is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, right? But obviously, as the co-founder of Apple, Steve Jobs was an extremely wealthy man, right? And at the time of his death in the mid-2000s, I can't quite remember the year now, but it was sometime in the mid-2000s, he was extremely wealthy, right? But what did he die of? If you recall the story, he had cancer. I think it was pancreatic cancer. But get this man was extremely rich, extremely wealthy, yet he died of cancer. Obviously, he had to undergo treatment and all of that, but his money was not enough to save him. All the money that he had was not enough to save him from succumbing to cancer. So health is actually very important. It's more important than money. If I gave you $1 billion today, but you die tomorrow, what good would it be to you? None. Because you wouldn't have the time to enjoy it. You wouldn't have, if you were ill and you had $1 billion in your account, of what good would that money be to you if it couldn't solve your problem of health? So we need to understand when we're talking about wealth, right, that there are things that are more important than actual physical money. If you don't have good health, you won't be able to enjoy the money. So even as we strive to earn income, to get paid, maximize our earnings, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to eat the right food. We need to be very circumspect with the things that we put into our bodies. Things like smoking, like hard drugs. Even around certain people, being around certain people that are detrimental to your health, mental-wise. All these things need to be very carefully considered because all of them have an impact on your physical well-being and your mental well-being. It's very important. So if you're going to be wealthy, one of the things that you need to focus on is your physical wealth, the wealth of your body. Because when you're at optimal physical health, you can enjoy the money that you make and that you keep.